Hello everyone and welcome back to Ion Formula E. For the last time this season, we're racing around the streets of London, around the capital of the United Kingdom, and joining you in the commentary box for today's qualifying and race is me, Dolphin, and alongside me I've got Blade Challenger.
Hello everyone, it's lovely to be back here.
So it seems like we've got some special faces here today. I can see Fexelan on the board, Kaikera on the board. So I think now that this is the last series that's going to be running this season for Ion ever in Season 4. So I think now all the other series are done and series restrictions don't matter. I think we're going to see some special runners. Like I said, I can see Fexelan here and Kaikera here, and there may be some other people as well.
Especially if people like Gene, I wonder if they'll be quite annoyed since all these other big drivers are coming in, since they've pretty much won the World Championship, but they've been the most dominant in the Formula E category, haven't they?
Yes.
I'm trying to think of any. I have to say, Jasuka last time, I think they nearly won the race against Gene.
They're doing pretty well.
Yeah, they're in McLaren now, which is interesting. I think they got P2 actually. I can't remember actually. I just have to quickly go check. 1 second. So Formula E France. Yeah, Jasuka came P2. About 3.6 seconds off Gene. Although Gene did pull it all back near the end of the race because they had like a massive mistake at the start of the race. So they did a last to first pretty much. But it's all about qualifying now with 10 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
The main problematic area of this track is in Sector 3. It is this hairpin. It's had to be widened over the practice session due to people not actually being able to get around it. And then there's also these two tight sections here through Admiralty Arch. And there's also the very fast chicane. So Sector 3 is probably the tightest part of any racetrack in Ion history.
It's so tight, isn't it? They go underneath the arch, which in itself is tight. You could, if you ever watched some of the London films, they've got like these lorries going through. They can't go through, so the fact that these Formula E cars can just make it through is very nice indeed, actually. And when you go around the roundabout,
quite convenient to be able to fit through the actual racetrack itself, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very tight track, isn't it? It's going to be interesting to see how the drivers manoeuvre around such a interesting racetrack, isn't it? I mean, if you watched i8, you saw a lot of drivers going through that final chicane, actually hitting the.
Yeah, I definitely was not one of them, crashing quite often. Definitely not me.
No, they wouldn't be you, wouldn't it? They would not at all. So, who's your favourite for today?
Wrapping up a lap so I can do an onboard with them. Favourite for today? Well, I can see Taboz's doing quite well. They haven't really been up there in Formula E very often. Brandstar aren't doing really as well. As Correcture goes fastest in the X21. I don't really have a favourite for today. We've seen this track layout really shook up the grid a bit in i8, and I feel like it may do the same thing in Formula E. So until we finish the last lap of the race, I'm not gonna say anyone's a favourite really, because this is a very mixed up order we have right now.
Well, Corrector's actually just improved in Sector 1 again, so I wonder if we'll see any better times. He's only 19 milliseconds faster than Funky Fox actually, which is quite interesting, as he's just gone past Zensen. It's the top 3 are separated by half a tenth. Well, just over half a tenth actually. So
that was a yellow Sector 2 there for Correcture. They're now coming around Trafalgar Square, back onto the mile as we now head down to the final 2 corners. How quickly are they going to take this? That was pretty quick. Let's see what they can do in the 3rd sector and improve their time, possibly. No. They did not, so it's just a yellow 3rd sector.
Jasuka's improved in Sector 1. He's going under the archway now, coming into the final chicane. Here he goes, Jasuka about to come across the line. What can they do for their team? And they go across the line, and they improve to P7.
Here is Epic Dust now heading down Birdcage Walk towards Westminster. But before we get there, we're going to get on the brakes and turn left into Horse Guards Road. And then this is a bit of a twisty section here. could call it S's really, because you loop to the right, then to the left, then back round to the left and round to the right again before we get on the brakes here, round that left-hander. Oh, and they went wide, getting back onto the mole there. That's not going to help their time at all, as we now come under the arch through this right-hander and the very tight chicane that is on Whitehall, as we now loop around 180 degrees in this Mercedes, coming around Trafalgar Square now. Their time doesn't seem to be really improving that well, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens when they actually get to the line. It's 2 yellow sectors so far for Epic Dusk, and they can't improve.
Talking of people not improving, actually, it's Yasuka. He's just coming around to Trafalgar Square and going underneath the archway, coming to the final chicane. They've got a purple sector 1, but a yellow sector 2. So I'm wondering what they can do as they're about to come across the line now. Here comes Yasuka, and he doesn't improve.
Just still stays P7 ahead of their teammate off Fexelan for this weekend.
Oh, Fexelan might be doing... He's doing alright, Fexelan, at the moment. P8. I have to say, Kaikera, he's struggling with his Formula E cars, isn't he?
I know,
They're
he is
a lot more
16th,
difficult
but
than
I
Formula
don't
1
think he
cars.
got any practice, so I think this may be one of his first times driving the Formula E car, so I wouldn't judge the four-time Ion F1 runner-up that bad, because they are currently 16th in a new car at a new track.
Exactly. The Formula E cars are way different to the Formula 1 cars, so we could see Kaikera not doing as well, but we could see him doing pretty well, because like you said, he is the 4-time runner-up in Formula 1, as we saw Epic Dusk just improve in Sector 2.
Kaikera's teammate actually in Sector 1 is improving. Taboz 978 has just gone green as we now come down onto Horse Guards Road. We'll see if they'll be able to improve in Sector 2. The Sector 2 line is right at the end of the road. There you can see the white line, and they don't improve. They go yellow in Sector 2. But if they can get that, if they can get a green or a purple Sector 3, they may be able to climb up the order a little bit, because their time of a 106.809 is just a smidge behind Jean's 106.802. But they spun! Taboz has spun! So that time is not going to be able to be improved.
Indeed. That is that could have been a decent lap, but correcture, purple in Sector 1. I tell you what, that X21 looking on the pace at the moment, especially with their teammate. They are... Where is his teammate, actually? Never mind. I might be wrong. It might just be him today.
The purple Sector 1 and a green Sector 2 so far, though, for Correcture. It's just these few corners to go, looping round the left hairpin at Whitehall and then around Trafalgar Square. If they can get this third sector done and dusted, then that may be a new fastest time, as Jean has gone purple in Sector 2. That's a lot better than Correcture's Sector 2, but it depends what Correcture can do in Sector 3, as Jean has a yellow Sector 1. It's a yellow Sector 3, but an improved time for Correcture. But Jean seems to have had a problem at the chicane, hairpin, because they're stopped.
Oh dear, Jean was almost set for a good lap there.
Yeah, they must have just messed it up at that hairpin, because that was a purple Sector 2, but if they can get around the track quick enough here now, they may be able to still set a faster time with 4.5 minutes left on the clock.
They weren't far off. On their best lap, they weren't far off. As Yasuka actually just goes and sets the purple Sector 1. So that's another person to keep an eye on at the moment. As they're about to go through Sector 2. Here they go. As we look at the replay, it seems like a lot of people really hitting the wall in their exit there.
It seems like Taboz just lost it on the exit of the chicane there. Just probably got a snap oversteer and went sideways.
As Yasuka is yellow in Sector 2. Apologies, I just whacked my desk. Ow. There we go, going round Trafalgar Square, going under the archway. Can Yasuka improve? He's been getting purple sectors, but he's not been able to get through it. And he goes down the main straight now. Here he goes. Across the line comes just Yasuka. And there we go. Does he improve? No, once again. But Epic Dusk, can he improve? Is he going under the archway now? He's literally green in Sector 2, about to go through the hairpin.
You just got to get this hairpin right. This is where everyone's been going wrong.
Yeah, he's done it though. He's going through the roundabout now.
2 more corners to go. This super fast chicane. Oh, he hits the wall a little bit.
Doesn't improve. Not surprised after that. Taboz improves in Sector 2 though. Going around hairpin, seeing him doing a lot better.
Oh, and Faint hits the wall slightly on their attempt. Fexagan's also improving. It's just a scatter of green and yellow at the moment.
Oh, and Tibbs hits the wall.
Oh, again.
Dear, oh dear. Keeps happening to them, but there we go. They keep getting green sectors, or even purple sectors, and then they just mess up coming through that final chicane or the hairpin. It's really difficult there, isn't it? If you look at the replay of Epic Deaths. I
Want to see them bang the wall on the exit of the chicane. There they go. Boom, into the wall.
Oh. Yeah, there they go. That was a big mistake from them. That could have cost them a good qualifying position, actually. As Epic Dusk in P2. I have to say, Funky Fox doing really well in that 9T7. With their special livery, in fact, actually. But they're doing really well as we look at Heistico.
However, I think Corrector is really going to be the dominant person at the moment. They have got a time faster than anybody else by 6/10 minimum to Funky Fox, and quite a lot larger gap to British Coater in last place at the moment.
I'll tell you what, earlier in RRA, Corrector was set to get the win, but ended up losing it after getting too many seasons to get driver penalty. So Corrector seeming on pace today in general, really. There we go. That is Corrector, but green in Sector 1 is Gene, and green in Sectors 1 and 2 is Aztech1 going under the archway. So what can Aztech1 do? He's not messed up the hairpin. Now all he really needs to worry about is the final chicane, mainly. Watch him go down in that Vitesse, going through the final chicane. Someone spun there. Not phased.
It's really fast there.
And he doesn't improve. It's Gene going through the final two corners. What's he going to do? Doesn't improve either. A lot of people messing up on their final two sectors, really. Really, must be quite annoying and frustrating, because that last sector is probably the most notorious sector of the track. Yellow sector 1, green sector 1. Apologies, can't get my words out today. But good work. Oh, bit of rear end there. Going now under the archway for the first time. And going through the hairpin. What can they do now? Doesn't seem to be any mistakes going out the hairpin. They're doing alright now. And so now going down the back straight. Going through the chicanes. They're yellow in sector 2. Can they do it? Can they improve? They do improve, but only by a little bit.
Yeah, it's not enough to take provisional pole.
Nobody else seems to really be improving except for Faint, the other brand star. What can they do? They were absent last weekend, I think. What can they do now coming into this weekend? Faint now going there. There we go. Tabors has messed his lap up. He's not going to be able to do another lap. He's stuck in P4 now. But Faint, here we go. Who's this bloke? Gene is sitting on the side of the track for some reason. But yeah, Faint coming round under the archway now. Here we go. What can the brand star of Faint do? He's about to go across the line. And actually, sorry, Correcture just set a new personal best with a yellow-purple sector 3. But Faint, does he improve? No. So
Faint can't improve.
Correcture went even faster by over a 1/10.
That is pretty much the order at the moment. I believe we only have 3 more cards going around. Well, I'm not sure. Is Gene's the only card? Yeah, everyone who doesn't have a flag next to their name is in the pits, I believe.
Gene, what's Gene doing? Gene's in the pits. Heistico is in the pits. T500 is in the pits. That Manguro's in the pits. So everyone is done now. That is everyone done.
So as we wait
that was
for...
interesting.
Yeah, that was an incredible qualifying session. Gene 3rd, Faint 11th. That's the most mixed up grid I think we've had in a while.
Yeah, and surprise showing from Correcture. I think this is their debut in Formula E. So the fact that they're doing this well already goes to
Possibly
show.
this season, I'm not sure. I remember they won in Monaco last season.
What is that? Is that a garage on top of a Formula E garage? I've just seen that.
Oh, I think they've managed to duplicate. Someone's managed to duplicate the Mercedes garage.
Ah.
What
Is
on
that
earth
just a
has
new
happened?
way of...
I don't know. They've also managed to duplicate one of the i8 garages.
Interesting.
Well, whilst the race director of Kaikara figures out how to sort this predicament, let's take a look at the track. Hello everyone, and welcome to what is not the Cannes ePrix. It is the London ePrix. We've travelled to the heart of the UK capital. We're racing around the streets of the Mile Birdcage Walk. Christ, I can't talk. And we're also going to be heading down Horse Guards Road as well. Here you can see the #1 residence of Her Majesty the Queen, Buckingham Palace in central London. And there's also a little bit of a racetrack outside. There's 16 turns around this track then. Here you can see St James's Park right in the middle. Turns 1, 2 and 3 around that roundabout. 3 and 4 head on to the spare road. 5 is a 90-degree left-hander before you then go on to Horse Guards Parade. 6, 7, 8 and 9, very twisty section. 11, 12, 13 and 14 are incredibly tight with the last chicane of 15 and 16. That is somewhere to look out for. Flipping cars. We saw several flips in i8 as well as a few crashes. Joining you in the commentary box for today's, what will probably be very exciting, final race of Ion Season 4 is me, Dolphin, and alongside me we have Blade Challenger.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the final round of the Formula E season, and the final round of Ion Season 4, really. It's going to be an exciting one today, especially with all these drivers. And it seems... I think Corrector's just left the game. No, he hasn't. Never mind. Ignore me. I just realised technically it's a Sunset GP1 too.
So it's now heading out of the pits. Going to be a 35-lap race.
Apologies, just talking to Corrector.
Kaikara now coming out of the pit lane. They're going to be reversing down.
Right. So, shall I quickly take them through the grid?
Why not?
So, lining up on pole position is Corrector on their debut with X21, and Funky Fox lines up behind them in 97. I think that's their best qualifying for the 97 car. In P3 is Gene, the Mr. Champion. He's doing really well for the Brandstar team today. And let me just quickly look in the standings, because apparently the person in P4 hasn't lined up yet. So let me just quickly have a quick look. So Taboz lines up in P4 with Jasuka lining up in P5. Aztouch1 lining up in P6 and Epic Dusk lining up P7. Keeper Gas lines up P8, doing pretty well for the fleet car once for once. And Fexland doing pretty well also in P9. P10, that's the last point paying position is Roblox Master. I think I recognise this person. He's been, I've seen his YouTube videos, Hot Laps, from Ion Formula Hub games. Feint lines up in P11 with Soup P12, Zensem P13, Kaikera P14, P15 is AK Freezy, and P16 is CTF. P17 Heistico, TH58 in P18, Volt GE P19, P20 is ERT Snipers, P21 is to T500, and P22 is my favourite driver actually, is a British Coater. So one of the 197s is P2 and the other one is P22.
Thank God my Geordie doesn't really know what to do. Once they line up, I believe that'll be everybody on the grid.
So interesting qualifying. I have to say, I'm really surprised the
Never
Funky
mind,
Fox
Faint
did
still
so
hasn't
well.
lined up. All for trying
There
to
we
get
go.
this race done earlier. Nothing to get out of the way of the Sao
Faint.
Paulo GP, but everyone doesn't know how to grid up quickly.
That is P11 for Faint. He's just lining up now. For some reason, he's reversing. He's used a lot of his battery on the going to the grid. Actually, I just realised he was properly revving it up, not coasting. So, I have a feeling Corrector might do well, really well this race. I feel like he could win it. I have a strange feeling.
Well, they were the fastest person in qualifying, doing laps faster than anyone else, so if they can hold that up for the rest of the race, then they may be able to. Also, I don't believe that energy recovery will be as crucial around this track, because we saw in i8 that the lowest anyone really got to was 50% battery.
Ah. Be interesting, won't it? So, everyone being told to jump in and out. The lights should be going on soon, everyone. So, I'll let D-Pod take it from here.
I can just see 20 names on the board. That may be the amount of drivers or people who just haven't jumped out yet. Oh, and TE still hasn't lined up. Brilliant. To be honest, for next season, I really think there should be a rule that if by the time the first person is gridded up, if you have like a 5-minute period, and if people still aren't gridded up by the end of that 5-minute period, then the race director is allowed to just start the race without the people who qualified, because like qualifying ended nearly coming up on 10 minutes now, and TE 500 still has not got to the grid. It really doesn't take that long to do so. Now everyone will have to jump in and jump out again because of the slow Aston Martin driver. Reset again due to TE500. So now everyone's on the grid. Where drivers are going to be told to jump in and out of their cars again.
There we go. Should be a very exciting race. Be sure to stick around and watch the entire race with us, because this will be an really, it will be an exciting one, this one. I can tell you this now.
Okay, that's everyone on the board. And with 35 laps put on the board, it's time to watch the lights. 5 lights are on. And after a long wait, we are off and away in London. Seems like a bit of a tentative start there. I'm not sure if the Brandstar has actually moved off the line. I think there is a stationary Brandstar in 3rd position. However, Histico off the line. Funky Fox challenging for the lead as we go through turns 1 and 2. Now, I can see one of the KRRs up there. There's Taboz. They're fighting for 2nd place at the moment. We're coming off of a spur road now onto Birdcage Walk. Here we go now, down this very, very long straight here. Funky Fox has got a fantastic start, and they're into the lead already. There's at least 5 car lengths there between the X21, between the 97 and the X21 as you now come through the S's section of the track. Car 28 leading by 0.8 of a second.
Fantastic start from Funky Fox, and it seemed like Gene waited about 10 seconds before he started. I think he's trying to do a Dakar here where he starts last to first. I wonder if he can do it.
Someone else who's doing that is Volt GE, because they're all the way down at turn number 4. I don't know whether they forgot to start or they're just stopping.
Maybe it might have been a bit of a challenge they've been given. But Fexland doing really well as well, actually. Someone to keep an eye on. They're up into... Oh, and it seems like a fleet of Keeper Gast. He's just been stuck. He's stuck. Oh, no, he's not. Never mind. I thought he got stuck for a second. Apologies. I massively apologise there. But, yeah, Funky Fox got a great start there. And it seems like so did Aztech1 and Jasuka, since it seems Correctia has gone all the way down to P8.
And Volt GE has disconnected from this race. They are no longer going to be competing after that atrocious start. They only got to turn number 4.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. But I'm not going to lie to you. It seems like Gene is going to be making up those positions quickly since he's doing well already.
Faint
He's already
is
got
in
up into
P5
P18.
and TE500 has taken attack mode.
Seems like Funky Fox could get away with this here. He's 1.8 seconds leading right now against Aztech1. And behind him is Jasuka, then it's Epic Dusk, then it's Faint. It's all very close and tight around here. So I wonder if we'll see a few spins going around here. Because like earlier in qualifying, going through the final chicane, we had a lot of people missing out there. I don't see anyone doing it yet. Actually, wait.
There's a KRR. There's Taboz. Taboz has lost it at the final chicane. And I think that was Funky Fox as well. I think Funky Fox has now lost the lead. ASDH1 is into it.
Oh dear, I spoke too soon. I'm sorry, Funky. You were leading the Grand Prix and doing so well, but you lost it into those final 2 corners. That is disappointing. But
Correctia, who is now leading. Fourth now. They started on pole, so they've fallen by 4 positions, but they are setting purple sectors.
Yeah, they did go down to P8 off the first lap, but they're back up into P4, so they're doing a good recovery right now. As now, we are looking at a replay of what was Taboz, I think, hitting the wall at chicane. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. But Gene with the fastest lap now so far. But Jasuka is leading actually now, I think. Aztech1. Never mind, Aztech1 is still leading and he's got quite a bit of a gap there. So I wonder if Jasuka made a bit of a mistake. Corrector is disconnected.
Corrector is out of the race. So that's 2 people disconnecting from the race and we're only 4 laps in. That's ASDH1 currently leads from Jasuka in the McLaren and Zensem, who is 3rd. Faint in the Brandstar can only manage 4th at the moment. They're nearly a whole second behind the Swisscom.
Wow. It seems like Aztech1 is pulling away there. He had a bigger gap than Funky Fox did at the start. But it seems like one of the people to keep an eye on right now is definitely Faint. Gene, sorry. They're really gaining those positions. They're up into P16. No, P15, sorry.
Oh, and Faint has made a mistake coming out of Hordsgaard's Road onto the mile. They just broke too late. And a Swisscom has gone upside down. I believe that was Zensem. They're now facing backwards.
What's happened there? I don't think that was Zensem. I don't know who that was.
It was.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. And it seems like Kaikera's getting the hang of things now.
You can
He's
see here
getting
from the
purple
onboard
sector
of
twos.
Feint, they just seem to go veer off to the left after the arch and flip upside down on the wall.
Oh dear, they were doing well as well. But it seems like two of the fleets are doing pretty well as well, actually. They're P5 and P6 at the moment. So they're gaining those positions very quickly off the start. But it seems like it's going even better for the McLarens. They're in P2 and P4. This is a fight to get those points playing with the final points in these last few races. Have a quick look at the championship standings.
And Roblox Master 90 has just taken attack mode.
So, McLaren are P5 in the championship. So this is their last chance to try and get ahead of Vitesse. They need to get ahead of Vitesse to do well here.
As Kaikera is now into the points. And I think they're chasing down Zensem at the moment. They're very close together. So it's currently 1 point to KRR. And if you can get ahead of Zensem, then that would be 2. As Taboz has fallen to 12th after starting 4th on the grid. That position is now filled by Fexalan.
T500 is doing fantastic. He's got 2 purple sectors. What's going on here?
Maybe going for fastest lap.
They
Unless they ran out of attack mode.
just did run out of attack mode, actually. I just saw that.
Going slowly at the chicane, I believe. At the hairpin. I keep calling that hairpin a chicane. It isn't.
It seems like Feint has worked his way up into P3 there. Yep, there we go. And so as was Soup worked up his way up into P4. Fexalan is falling. London Bridge is falling down there with Fexalan at the head of it. But it seems like Stage 1 is doing really well to keep that gap against Jasuka, Jasuka is in P2 right now. And Funky Fox is also working his way back up the grid, trying to catch up to the likes of Fexalan.
Kaikera is up to 9th, Taboz is up to 11th, and Jean is currently splitting them in 10th. After waiting for 10 seconds on the grid, Jean is now back up into the points-paying positions with the fastest lap of the race. As we now start lap 7 with ASDH1, Jasuka in 2nd and Feint in 3rd. Wasup is 4th, and very close together is Fexalan and Funky Fox fighting for 5th position. Kaikera is now up to 8th ahead of Histako, who seems to have fallen back slightly now, and there's a bit of a kerfuffle at the chicane there between a Mercedes, I think that was aka Freezy, and somebody else.
Uh-oh. Seems like Feint is gaining on the top 2 drivers, as well as Wasup, as well as Fexalan, as well as Funky Fox. They're all gaining. It seems like H1 is probably slowing down slightly because Jasuka's actually gained 8/10 in the last 2 sectors. So they're doing really well to keep up with H1. Seems like Jean is slowly but surely reeling them all in. He was 22 seconds lost. He was last and he lost 22 seconds because of it. Now he's 16 seconds behind the leader. So he's gained about 6 seconds in the last 7 laps. So I wonder if that is why it's happening. Let's have a look quickly. Let's see. Zensem in P7 at the moment. He's 14 seconds behind. So he's going to have the likes of Jean behind him soon. As you can see in the background, Jean versus Kaikera, I think. Yes, it is. Jean versus Kaikera. And why are people getting the finish line thing? What's happened there?
I'm not sure. Something's broken on the tower. It says that people have crossed the finish line. I don't know whether there's been some sort of hack.
Interesting. We'll have to investigate that.
Yep, it says everyone 10th and lower has crossed the line. I think there's been some sort of issue with the board.
Interesting. Let me just have a quick look at management, see what's going on there. They may have to just do a red flag. They may have to do that. I don't know. Let's have a look.
That's not good because those positions are not going to be updated. I feel like when everyone else comes across the line, British Kota and ASCH1, yes, it says they finished the race.
Yep. We may have to
that is not
have
right.
a bit of a pause because the positions won't update after that, won't they?
These positions are not going to be updated, but at least it gives us a clean order. Yeah, positions are not going to be updated, but people are still racing.
Gonna have to red flag it. We're gonna have to red flag. Wonder what's happened there. Let's have a quick look. General. Let's have a look. Kaikera's pulled over, so obviously there's going to be something that needs to be fixed now. So they may have to restart the entire... they may have to restart from lap 9. So this seems to be a ton of events. This will give Gene a massive boost of... massive boost here because of him P7 after getting a horrific start. Line up and grid, do not respawn your cars. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. This would give a lot of people that messed up their race so far better chance at racing now. Doing a better race. Because people like Funky Fox or Taboz, they really messed up. As well as Ensem actually, they messed up a lot. This will give them a second chance here to do better. So whilst we wait for them to line up. Will they let Correcture back in?
No.
No, is that not allowed? Okay. So disconnected
They
people are not allowed to
left
rejoin.
on like lap 2. You can't rejoin a race 7 laps later.
True. Would have thought it'd be a restart. Would have thought a restart would help that, but never mind. What's British Coda doing here? He's just jumping around the paddock.
Racing. I don't know.
Mm,
Oh. They said don't respawn your cars, and British Coda has gone and respawned their car. Don't think British Coda will be able to continue to race because they needed to not respawn their vehicle, and they ignored that message and did so.
Uh-oh. Disappointing. He might not be able to race. He might not be able to race then. That's the problem.
You won't, because they said don't respawn your cars because of the energy. And if Kota respawns with 100% energy, that's not going to be very fair on the other competitors.
Uh-oh. So whilst we wait...
Word from Kaikara to the people who reset are going to have to start from the pits. I still don't think that's very fair because they'll have 100% energy. But if that's what the directors wish to do, then that is what the directors wish to do.
if they jump in and out, would that reset the energy?
No.
Okay.
Energy is stuck to the cars. So here you can see ERT Snipers and British Kota are on 100% energy. Everyone else is on about 80%. So they're going to have 20% more energy. Although I don't think that that will really matter at the end of the race. It's still something to consider for fairness.
Yeah.
That'll be British Kota and AKA Freezy both starting from the pit lane. as well as ERT snipers. And Correctia. Correctia should not be allowed to restart this race. Not sure what they're doing because they should not be allowed to restart.
Okay. Here we go.
There is Correctia jumping out of their car now. Everyone on the grid and in the pit lane jumping in and out. And once the last car from the grid has passed by the pit exit, then the light will go green and the 3 people waiting in the pit lane will be able to start their respective races.
Jeez. Quiet, just figuring some stuff out.
Still not jumping in and out. There we go. And the eyes should be on the lights. As they do now. Come on! That's 5 lights on. And we are off and away again in London. Looks like a tentative start from the front. Faint moving over to the racing line as soon as they possibly can. And everyone's now feeding through down the straight. Jasuka will want to get a good start for McLaren. So will Fexalan because they started higher up on the grid than they did in qualifying. Jasuka's challenging ASDH1 for the lead as we now come through turn number 4. Jasuka seems to have pipped the Vitesse as we come down the straight, heading towards the Sector 2 line. Here we go. Jasuka leads by 0.2 of a second from the Vitesse. Faint is third. 0.3 with Super Fleet is fourth. And AKA Freezy off the line has already taken attack mode as the people who started in the pits are 10 seconds behind the leader.
The grid pretty much stayed the same slightly after the race start, but we could see some updating a little bit more. Funky Fox got a good start. Faint got a good start. Gene not a great start, but he did alright. I don't know if anyone else really did. Kaikera didn't do too great off the race start, but there's a lot of time to be gained. Lot of time to overtake now since there's 25 laps and it's all a lot closer together as we see the McLaren and the Vitesse going down into turn 1. What looks to be a very, very close battle between these two, as it seems like ASDH1 is going to come out on top. As we see Funky Fox getting involved still with the fastest lap. I have to say, Funky Fox really impressing me this race. Their debut in Formula E, I think. Well, Ion Formula E, and they're doing really well to keep up with the top 3 as they're going now into this lovely left-hander. So close between these two. You can't really tell, but it seems like Jasuka is leading the race, which could
it's
like
a little snake
different.
because the front and the back of the cars are touching. They're inside of each other, so it just looks like a little snake going around the track.
Yeah, exactly. It seemed like Fexland hit the wall on the exit, just going in on before the arch. which was quite interesting. But it seems like as H1 has lost time and accidentally hit the archway slightly. Is there going to be Funky Fox hits the wall slightly there, and we get blocked by the race. You can't see the racing because of people standing in the way. But Gene is coming through. Here comes Mr. World Champion. He's going to be wanting to make some moves, isn't he? But plenty to look out for. It's going to be an interesting race so far. But AK Freezy will get the best of starts. Spaz got the fastest lap with attack mode, so that's probably why they're so far back. But it seems like Wasup is keeping up with Funky Fox, a little bit more of a battle. But it seems like the even closer battle is Gene versus SH1. Can Gene take P2 here, going through this lovely swerving left to right, going back on to under the archway? It's going to be an interesting few moves here.
And Tabos, who's in 19th, has just taken attack mode to try and climb back up the order for KR Racing.
Interesting. Everyone seems to be improving in their sectors at the moment, especially Gene. But so Aztech1 and Jasuka. But it seems like that Jasuka's losing time to the P2 and P3, therefore allowing them to catch back up. Oh, I'm really sorry. I'll be right back in 1 second.
Okay. So it's currently Jasuka leading from ASDH1 from Gene. It's half a second that separates these top three drivers, which is an incredibly close battle. Like that 0.6 with ASDH1 losing the battle, and then it's a second again to Funky Fox 25 in the 97. Oh, and I think Gene just hit the wall there slightly. So did the 97. So ASDH1 will be able to get up and ahead of the Brand Star.
Apologies for that. I am back now. Apologies about that. Just someone walked in. But looking back at the grid, it seems like Jasuka's still leading with Gene, just behind, and Funky Fox in P3. And just behind him, AzH1's losing all these positions. He's been overtaken by Wasup now. So it's very close between Fleet and the Vitesse here. But looking further down the grid, is there any other close battles? It seems like Keeper Ghast versus Feint at the moment. Seems like for some reason someone's making an announcement during the middle of a race. Which is not exactly the best idea.
The fence because they're getting in the way of the
camera. Yeah,
that's the word.
Seems like they haven't moved, but either way, looking back at the racing, Gene is gaining on Jasuka. Can Jasuka hold him off though? That is the question. They're going through the hairpin now, and it seems like Gene's just really smooth and calculated through these corners around London. It's such a tight track. You really got to be very precise to be able to race around here very well. As they're going through now onto the main straight, it's going to be a good race. I can tell you this. It's going to be so close between the top three. As SH1 actually is overtaking Funky Fox as they're going now into the roundabout. Oh, it's close. So it's you can't really tell who's exactly going to win this race because the top five seem to be the people to keep your eye on at the moment. But then again, it seems like Jasuka could be leading away, pulling away from Gene because he's doing so well.
Ikera is now taking fastest lap attack mode.
There we go. So I have to say, Kaikera, he started P10, he's P14 now. I wonder if he got into a rhythm in the last race and now has lost that rhythm and needs to get back into it for this one. Probably the case. I'll tell you what, when Formula E got introduced, I don't think we expected this kind of racing as Heistico hits the wall on the exit there.
I think people were probably expecting a bit more of a trail like F1 with positions being able to be predicted, but as we've seen from the last nearly 20 laps of racing around the streets of central London, There is absolutely no way you can predict the end of an Ion Formula E event.
Exactly. There's people such as Funky Fox is on their debut and they're up into P3. And last race in Cannes was Jasuka, who nearly won the race, but Jean came in and scooped it out of Jasuka's hands. And it just goes to show some of these young guns can really come in and just try and take the spotlight away from people like Jean. Although Jean has still won the Drivers' Championship and Constructors for Brandstar, actually. So it's been such a dominant display, though, by Jean.
Now just 6/10 behind the McLaren, and they're going to get a little bit of slipstream down this straight as well to help out with this overtake. As the Brandstar sets her purple sector 3 and is just 2/10 now behind Jasuka.
Very, very close racing between these two, and it seems like Funky Fox made a mistake, actually. I talk about Funky Fox quite a lot, don't I? But it seems like he made a mistake. Yeah, they made a mistake coming out the final chicane, allowing Wasup and Azte H1 to get past. But it seems like Jean is about to make a move for the lead here, going into this left-hander. It seems like Jasuka's actually come out on top. Could this been playing into Jasuka's hands? No, it seems like Jean is still taking the lead now. So there goes Jean for P1 in this, and Jasuka gets a bit of a rear-ender moment there as they hit the wall. But
it's now Jean leading by 4/10.
Jean really is probably the most dominant driver in this season, in this series, even though it is still so close. Whoa, going round here. It's just,
and British Kota really in the 97 is about to become the first person in the restart to get lapped after starting from the pit lane due to respawning their car in the red flag period. They're now 60 seconds behind Jean on the timers, and they're about, I don't know, 10 car lengths ahead. Probably a little bit more.
Sorry, 1 second.
As Kaikera is now up to 10th, and there was a flip at the back from a Swisscom. I believe that would have been Roblox Master. Just saw them getting back onto their four wheels there, so they must have flipped at the chicane. That's not going to help the Swisscom at all, as Fexagan now takes attack mode for McLaren. They're down in 11th position, which is 9 positions lower than their teammates. Kaikera is now into the points for KR Racing in 10th. They've taken attack mode as well, as car number 86 is currently 2 seconds behind the driver in front of Epic Dusk. They're going to be chasing them down to try and score some more points in the final race of Ion Season 4, or the second season of the Formula E Championship. As they set a purple sector 2, does Kaikera. They may be challenging their teammate to Bods for the fastest lap here if they can keep this together. They've just got to make sure they get this hairpin correct. This is the one single point of failure for everyone. Everyone on the grid has made a mistake here today, whether in qualifying, in practice, or in the race, or they've made several during all three. As Kaikera seems to have aced that final sector, they just need to be able to ace this chicane, which they do so, and they come towards the grid. They're coming towards the line, and as soon as they cross it, it's not enough in sector 3 for the fastest lap, but it was a very fast sector 2.
Yeah, indeed. As looking back up to the top, where Soup has taken P3, which is very good to see. It's just Jasuka's losing lots of time to Jean, but the thing is, I think Jasuka's very comfortable in P2 right now, since he's got such a large buffer to the driver behind of Wasup. As AK Freezy sets the purple sector 3. Purple sectors for everyone around here today. So, Epic Dusk get the purple sector 2. What can they do? They're going round the hairpin now. What are they going to do round here? Going into the roundabout. There we go. Can Epic Dusk set a fastest lap? Going now through the final chicane as Epic Dusk flips!
They are upside down. They're now right side up, but they're going to have to do a little bit of a 3-point turn here to get out of this chicane. Epic Dusk is definitely not going to be getting the fastest lap here, as they've fallen behind Fexagan and Kaikera, who are both now into the points.
Oh dear, he was on set for a purple lap, and now he's just messed it up. That's not what you want to be happening right now. So looking, I've just got to say, whilst there's a bit of quiet time going on, please do interrupt me if there's something happening. But this season has been fantastic. I have to say, it's been really surprising how well all of these drivers have done and how close it's been. Especially if you watched, what was it, Chile?
Yeah.
It was just such a close race.
Yeah. Yasuka is now 1.666 seconds exactly behind Jean in second place for McLaren. Funky Fox is really falling back quite considerably there. They are close to ASDH1, but other than that, they're in their own little personal battle. There's 8 seconds up the road is the leader, and 8 seconds down the road is Wasup. Who just takes attack mode there, letting Faint through, and Zensem. Nearly, I believe. Or Zensem's just a little bit too far back to make that move just yet.
There we go. I'm back now. Apologies, I keep having to leave. Keep getting interrupted. But looking further back in the grid, there's people using attack mode now, which I expect to be used a lot more, especially by some of the top drivers, due to being later on in the race. We're nearly halfway with drivers like Keeper Gast and Wasup and Fexelan. They're the top, both in the top 10. All three, sorry, are in the top 10. So they've got plenty time to gain. But I have to say, Epic Dusk, purple sector 2, green sector 1. Are they going for another try?
Maybe doing so. Just hope they don't have another flip at the chicane.
Indeed. Wouldn't want that to be happening twice, would you?
Oh, and there's a mistake at the chicane from Kaikara. And, and there's an Expector going over as well. That's CTF.
Oh,
there's someone else who made a mistake there as well, but I couldn't tell who that was. I think that might have been British Kota, but I'm not sure. Please don't kill me if that's incorrect.
As we
see, replay of that incident.
It's all about purple sectors at the moment. People with attack mode really pushing for those that fastest lap right now. Yeah, just look over there. I think that would have been British Kota there, and the Expector going over right at the back of your picture there. It was quite difficult to see. But you can just see there, yep, there's British Kota and the Expector, car number 94, Wasup,
flipping at the chicane. Wasup is on it this lap.
Flipping it, he's going for it, isn't he?
He's just got to ace this chicane, full speed, he's going to send it. Oh, a little bit of a lift there from the fleet. But as we pass through the 3 gantries, and that is the fastest lap for the fleet. They didn't improve in Sector 3, but it was enough in the first 2 sectors to get that fastest lap.
Definitely, that was a good lap from Wasup. That has gained him a lot of time as well on Funky Fox. But it seems like the P3, P4 and P5 are all dropping back from Yasuka. And it seems like Jean and Yasuka are just keeping that nice gap away from those drivers. As Wasup sets another purple sector 1.
They're really pushing here. Probably trying to close the gap to Funky Fox ahead.
Yeah, you really do want that, don't you? They look like, sorry, they really do want that, don't they? Since they've gained so much time. They gained about 4/10 in Sector 2. They're still on it. Flipping heck. They really are gaining on Funky Fox now. They're about 3 seconds behind, but it doesn't mean Funky Fox won't go for that for that.
And ERT Snipers has a moment at the chicane there.
It seems like someone's entered the pits.
They're reversing, and that is TH58 retiring from this race. It looks like they have jumped out of their car and they're going into their garage. As Yasuka takes the fastest lap.
No, there we go. Actually, no, it was Wasup. Actually, he went even faster Wasup with a purple sector 3. And there goes ASDH1 with a purple sector 3. They're all going for it, aren't they? They really are. As well as Funky Fox, Yasuka, and Jean all going for attack modes now. They're all going to try and go for that fastest lap. It seems like everyone's really settled into their own spots, except for Funky Fox and Wasup. They're both battling for that P3 position, but it seems like Wasup has gained it. So there we go, going through this twisty part section. And it seems like Funky Fox get ahead, because Wasup has got attack mode, but he took it before Funky Fox. So does that mean Funky Fox has more attack mode time? Yeah, there we go. There he goes. Wasup's attack mode has just gone. So can Funky Fox use his attack mode to his advantage and gain back on with Soup as they're going through the final chicane? As there we go, going down the straight, you can see the speed difference between these two drivers. And there they go, going into turn 1, a lovely right-hander which will lead into very fast roundabout. It seems like Funky Fox is getting ahead here. Oh, he's so close. They're going through it. Here we go. Can Funky Fox make the move? It looks like he has, because I can't specifically see because of the lag, but it seems like Funky Fox has taken P3 back from Wasoop. But another person, Aztech1, has just set a purple sector 1. They're also gaining on Wasoop. So there they go. Can we see an improvement? Can we see Aztech1 try and fight for P4 as well? But Jasuka sets a purple sector 2 with a green sector 1. They really are all pushing for that fastest lap, aren't they? But what can they do is Gene has just set 2 green sectors as they're going through the archway now, going into the final 2 corners as they're about to come across the line. Can Gene get a fastest lap? Here we go. And Gene goes across the line, doesn't set a fastest lap, but it's green in all sectors. Jasuka goes across the line, doesn't set a fastest lap.
Can Funky Fox do something? No! No one in the top 3 is setting the fastest lap.
Well, it seems like Aztech1 has got the fastest lap overall, though, at the moment. So I think Aztech1 is just going to consistently push at the moment for that top fastest lap. So, looking further down the grid, though, is people like Highestico. Oh, Highestico just hits the chicane and he crashes. There he goes. That is Highestico messing up that, and he's going to be overtaken by Kaikera now, who Kaikera goes up into P12. Funnily enough, I saw that. He improved in both sectors 1 and 2. But looking back near the front, Funky Fox improved in sector 2. Can he do anything for that fastest lap? This is more of a qualifying session, isn't it? It's not really a race anymore. It's more who can go for that fastest lap.
But I think I just saw a car sideways. I'm not sure who that was, though. It was very quick.
Oh, there we go. Aztech1 going to go across the line. No improved sectors there. Jasuka is losing time to Gene. So I wonder if Gene is going to start trying to pull away now, especially with using his attack mode to his maximum potential. I wonder what that noise was.
I can't see whoever is sideways. Too small. Because Gene goes purple in sector 2.
Okay. And Funky Fox does as well. It's whenever one of them gets a purple sector 1, they all do as well. The rest of them gets a purple sector 1. They all get involved, don't they?
I think British Kota is coming into the pits and possibly retiring from this race.
Possibly. Gene goes across the line, no fastest lap for them. But what can Funky Fox do? About to come across the line, no fastest lap for them either.
Oh no, British Kota just decided to take a little detour through the pit lane because why not?
Fair enough. He's been lapped twice now. So that's going to be his winning chances out the window, I think.
Yeah.
He might be able to bring it back.
And he's taking attack mode.
He might be going for fastest lap here. But I have to say, Feint has been doing alright. We haven't really talked about Feint or Zensen. They've been P6 and P7. They're not doing too bad. Everyone has run out of attack mode now, though. So that last lap of Gene and Funky both trying to get purple laps, that was their last chance really, unless they go for another attack mode, which I highly doubt. Oh, CTF getting a bit of a wobbly moment coming out the last 2
corners. Attack mode lasts for
corners.
about 2.5 laps, I think, around here. So if you take it on lap 22 or 23, you'll definitely have it till near the end of the race.
Thank you for that lovely insight. Is Wasoop gone up into P4?
It's been there for a while, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I've just realised. Never mind then. Nobody really gaining time on anyone. Let's have a quick look. No. No. Nobody's gaining time. Everyone's losing time to each other. Except CTF, who's just gone and set the purple sector 2. Huh? Is CTF going to snatch the fastest lap down in P15?
You won't get the point for it.
No, but I might try and steal a point from someone else. As I pick Dusk and British Kota take... as highest to go takes... British Kota loses it at the last thing. As CTF doesn't get purple lap, but he does set a purple sector 2, so I guess that's an achievement in its own for this race. Putting himself on the map. Looking further ahead. Nobody's really gaining time. So for once in the Formula E, we're having a very calm race compared to what we normally
Still have 4 laps to go. I wouldn't call it calm just yet.
Yeah.
It's just the battles are sort of spread out to a few seconds instead of a few tenths at the moment.
Asdrich 1 takes attack mode though.
Maybe trying to best their time or catch up to a super head.
Possibly, because they have 5 seconds to gain, so they would have to work quite hard for it. But I really don't see many position changes, but stick around because there may be a few, especially since actually Jasuka's just gained a little bit on Jean, but with 3 laps to go, there's a lot of work to be done. But he is not that far ahead, Jean, so I wonder if, 1.5. So it was 1.9, now it's 1.5. We've got the final few laps. Here we go. So can Jasuka catch up to Jean? Jean took attack mode to get away from Jasuka, and Jasuka took attack mode to get to Jean. So they both want something different, but it seems like Jasuka is gaining time. 2 tenths there in that sector, as Wasup and Aztech 1 both take attack mode. Will Funky Fox take attack mode? That is the question. So it seems Jean is slightly pulling away from Jasuka. Can Jasuka catch up? though? That is the main question here today.
Funky
Can
Fox has
Jasuka get his
still got half a
win?
lap to go before they could take attack mode. I can't remember whether they've taken 1 or 2. Can you remember, Blade?
I know they've taken 1, but it's the question of whether they've taken 2 or not is a different question. I think it's I think they
See
have
when they
taken
get to
1,
the
though.
end of the mile and see if they decide to take it then.
If not, I guess they don't have enough attack mode left, since Wasup is gaining on them quite considerably.
Someone's just been smited! Okay. Someone just got smited in the back of the shot there.
Don't see anyone losing it. No, I don't see anyone gone out the race.
Well, AK Freezy is disconnected.
Oh, could it have been them?
I don't think so. Their car's in the wrong place. Their car is like halfway down Horse Guards Road. And I saw it at the back of near the Admiral. I can never say the word. Admiralty Arch.
Yeah, as Jasuka made a bit of a rear-ender moment. So Jasuka is losing time to Jean. So Jean is set to win this race. So what can he do now, going on to what is the penultimate lap? Penultimate. So Funky Fox has not taken attack mode. So I reckon Funky Fox has taken both of his attack modes now. So he's in a bit of a position here. Unless Wasup makes a mistake,
Unless he's going to take it on this lap, because he'll have it for the rest of lap 24 and all of lap 25, all the way to the end of the race, which is something I don't think the other drivers will have.
So coming up to the attack mode spot where you want to take it. Yes, he does. He takes it. No, he doesn't. I think he missed it.
He tried to take it, but he missed. Jean and Jasuka have 1 minute 20 left on their attack mode. Wasup has 1 minute 30 with ASDH1 having 25 seconds left. I don't think that's enough to get to the end of the race because it's about a 1 minute and 10 second lap around here, which is what Jean just hit, and they've got more than a lap to go. They're not going to have enough attack mode to get to the end of the race. I think Wasub might have the upper hand here. They're going to have attack mode for about 10 more seconds than the two drivers in front, and Funky Fox was trying to do the same thing, but they missed one of the barriers.
Well, now Funky Fox is pretty much set to be in P5 now because they've pretty much missed that, and now they're 5 seconds behind SH1, and I can tell you this now, they won't be able to gain that on their final
And that was
lap.
Taboz
That is a
flipping
fact.
there. Taboz just having a bit of another incident at the chicane, with Funky Fox now coming over to lap them, and Gene is pumping out a purple Sector 1 on the final lap of the race. Is this their master plan to take the fastest lap away from the Vitesse of ESDH1 in 4th position? We'll just have to wait and see, because the gap to Jasuka opens up to 3.25 seconds. And they've gone yellow in Sector 2. They're going to need something good in Sector 3 to take that fastest lap, but as things stand, Gene is going to be winning the London ePrix.
Yeah, there we go. That is Mr. World Champion doing his work. That is dominant display, to be honest. Actually, Gene has done so well this race. He had a horrific start in the first start, but it's all coming together now.
And here they come down now, over the grids, down the mall. They're going to cross the finish line, and Gene in the Brandstar is going to be your winner at the London ePrix, with Jasuka in second and Wasub lining up third. Gene unable to take the fastest lap of the race away from ASDH1 at the end there. But that means, I'm not sure if Faint will be able to do anything. No one else is on attack mode, so I think that ASDH1 will be the person taking fastest lap.
Unless Funky Fox can suddenly do something about attack mode, I doubt.
No, Funky Fox is now going to cross the line.
There we go. So that is done. That is a top 5 for you. Can there be anyone further out going to be able to do anything? Not by the looks of anything. So that is pretty much positions, unless someone makes a mistake at the final 2 corners. As we just see, actually, someone, Kaikera, making a mistake at the final 2 corners. Kaikera's going to come over P15. There's a lot of smiting going on.
Not sure who they're trying to smite.
There's a lot of, really a lot of smiting.
And Zensem just pips Epic Dusk to P7. There's like, what was that gap? 0.6 of a second exactly between those two drivers as Histoko comes across the line. Fexagan is going to be... No, Fexagan will not be the last person to cross the line, but they will be the last person to cross the line in the points as they now come through the final chicane, and they do a fantastic job at that, and they're going to reverse down towards the line. Or
so
not.
that is the race done, and that...
I think they're struggling a bit, Blade. I think they're struggling.
What's that?
And here is British Kota and ERT Snipers crossing the line now as well. Okay, it looks like Fexagan will be the last person to cross the line. I'm not sure what they're trying to attempt there.
There we go. That is Fexalandan and British Kota. Like always, we'll finish last, keeping tradition.
Oh, not a very nice burn.
Keep the traditions, I say. So that is the race done, and that is on season 4. Done.
Still got the podium.
Well, yeah, we've got the podium, I guess. Okay. Oh, hello.
So Wasub is going to stand on the 3rd place block. I don't know why Fexagan's standing on the 2nd place block. They've just been ejected.
There he goes. Fantastic performance, to be honest. Jasuka, here he comes.
There we go, here comes the McLaren.
Is that McLaren's first podium, I think?
I'm not sure, to be honest. And here, that's not your winner. Here comes your winner. Gene wins the London ePrix after winning the championship. And Matt is going to be the team representative for Brandstar. So in Brandstar's final race in Ion, they win the London ePrix.
It's going to be sad to see him go. Brandstar have brought a lot to Ion. They won the Constructors in Formula 1. They've won the Constructors in Formula E. They're going to be missed. Let's just say that, a bit simply.
So thank you all for joining us this season. It's been very, very exciting in all of the leagues that we broadcasted, which is all of them, other than Hydro Series, because it was a bit boring, to be honest. But for now, we'll hopefully see you, well, the next event you'll see us for would be the Livery Reveal event for Season 5. So until then, make sure to subscribe if you want to become a member. Sure, please do. War on Wheels is coming. Content in the off-season is coming. We're not going to leave you deserted. We'll keep focused on you. We'll give you some stuff. There just won't be that much live action to cover. So for now, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you next season, and goodbye.